Welcome, everybody, to another Sunday 2v2 Skytear. I am Eric Wainwright, and I'm joined today by my friend Tim Bunn.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Oh, the flux is missing.
The flux
Where did
is
it go?
gone. Got deleted when everything else got deleted with a little mess up on startup, I bet.
We're just going to write flux in right there.
Alrighty. So it looks like they are going first. This is MattM and Buggerluggs, and they are facing today against JHAMS and Mikhael.
Indeed. This is bound to be a very exciting game. 2v2 is always super fun, and then with the new deck building rules, it's even more interesting. We recently changed the rules to where you're allowed one copy of a card per hero or per team of 3 heroes. So essentially, if you look on JHAM's side, there's JHAMS will be controlling the 3 heroes on the right, and Mikhael will be playing the 3 heroes on the left. Within those 3 decks, each player can only have one copy of any given card. So it's really forcing people to go deeper into the card pool and, make some more interesting deck building choices. Do you have any thoughts about this new rule change, Eric?
I think it's really interesting. So you can't pack your decks as easily as they were before. Even the 3 mana cards or a +2 deck seems harder to do. And I think both these pilots, and we'll talk about a little bit more, really went for card quality. And so you see a lot of the same cards in both decks just so they could have 2 copies of it. But that meant they're not stacking one deck with one plan or another. So they're making more balanced lists. But I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I agree. As far as scenarios for this game go, we got Right Breach, Tactician, and Double Kill. So a little bit of control, and then a little bit smaller amount of kill. Do you think either of these decks fit into the aggressive or control category more than the other?
So if you're going off
looking at the heroes,
just look at the heroes. I would definitely say the blue and yellow is a more control-y set of characters, and those red guys and yellow guys definitely have more potential for firepower and killing people.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you have any predictions on what the winning objective is going to be this game?
I mean, I'm a sucker for Tactician, just because it's by round 4 it's almost guaranteed going to go off there. So I mean, the double kills always can sneak out of anywhere, and I mean the Right Breach is a lot of times people can see that coming and at least hold that off. But when they stop the Right Breach, then a Tactician win will happen anyway. So my vote would be for Tactician.
I'm going to vote for Double Kill. I'm sensing something saucy.
Nice. Alrighty, looks like we've got our first hero on the board, and that is Ekrit, and that is Mikhael, who's piloting the yellow heroes. You see we've tinted all those heroes yellow, so you know that yellow and blue are on a team, and red and green are on a team. But that is the first draft pick.
Ekrit is such a good hero. The amount of control that she offers and the flexibility is just insane.
Yeah, the fact that she has a package that A, can take out multiple minions on a turn, which is a very strong ability, but then B, also the being able to push people out of lane. I mean, not always, right? You have to work to get it, but just having that as a possibility in your toolkit is pretty amazing. So they talked a little bit about how they built their deck, and one of the notes that Buggerluggs and Matt made was, we're definitely playing with Safashi and Sathuru. We didn't know who else to put there, so we threw an Isatos so it didn't look like our entire team was squishy. So
that's a very valid strategy. If you are going in with a game plan, diversifying your list so that it doesn't look like you're so one-dimensional can be huge.
Yeah, but when I looked at the list without knowing that information, I was like, that's interesting. Isatos with those guys, because then you've got the 4-color rainbow, which if anybody at this table should be into the 4-color rainbow, it's JHAMS, who was able to, during the Outsiders League, go into the top 16 with a 4-color list. But on the other side of the table, I was like, how are they going to do 4 colors? That seems very challenging, but it was all a ruse.
Indeed.
All right.
All right, so we got Kichi and Shafathi. Drafted on the other side, 2 mages that are going to be dealing some damage. Probably going to melt that Ekrit off the board, ideally.
You say Ekrit, but I look over there and I'm like, Astrida looks like a target. And Shafathi is always somebody that you want to take off the board with their no armor if you can. Although the mages, I guess, get a little bit of bonus shredding armor, so that makes Ekrit and Astrida more higher priority targets, maybe.
Yeah. And maybe they'll take Brilvar, and Brilvar is not happy about triple mages.
I've seen that one firsthand.
More than once, I imagine. All right. Looks like Shalavi.
So since there's 2 mages there already, Shalavi coming in seems like a good anti-mage pick. Armor doesn't matter, and man, hitting for 4 and those 2 flips is pretty good. Looks like they're already debating strategy of where to put their guys. The pings are flying. But it's interesting because that might be true. There might be more interest in killing minions with Shalavi than going after heroes, because it looked like they were debating which side they wanted to go after. And it looks like he gets one of those critical front spots, which means he can go either way if needed.
Yeah. That was one of the big things I learned early in the game, was how important it is to be able to pivot with the right heroes from left to the right lane. And how you can't really do that from the back space.
Yep.
Without activating super late in the turn.
Super late in the turn.
Control point.
Yep, and you have to use 2 of your movement actions. Ideally, you either use a skirmish or a move to get into wherever you need to go. I mean, there are exceptions for the melee heroes, obviously, but minimizing the number of actions you have to use just to get value out of that first turn is important. So the other note that we had was that from the JHAMS and Mikhael side is they were definitely going to split their 2 characters. So that means that one of the yellow heroes is going to go right and one's going to go left. And that would allow them to always have some type of control or reaction ability in either side of the board. So I expect the whoever is chosen from Mikhael's side will go over there with Shalavi.
And I don't know why, but I just have a feeling it's going to be Astrida.
Oh, looks like your prediction's coming true. That is a strong pair. Not to say Kanui isn't. Kanui can do some crazy things, but if you're just going for push abilities, you can't go wrong with Astrida and Ekrit.
Yeah, they both, I think, are unarguably in the top percentages of the heroes in this game currently. Oh, going back.
Maybe not. Oh, to prove you wrong, Tim and me.
Are they listening to us?
So it looks like the Matt and Buggerluggs, I think, won the toss and decided to go second. And so the Lord of the Ancients is the choice of Mikhael and JHAMS. So it's a nice objective in that it's not going to help with the kill objectives from Mikhael and JHAMS' perspective. And then I guess if they do get it, it can help them push even harder one of the towers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Lord of the Ancestors is great in that he is not great. Which I think is a very important thing to have in the game as a lower impact outsider. Because it really helps those decks that don't want to have to constantly be afraid of the dome. Like flipping a coin.
I guess they're already there's infighting in the team, and Astrida won. Heads was Astrida, which is funny. Wouldn't you think tails would be Astrida?
I wouldn't have, but now that you said that, of course. Who do we think we're going to see JHAMS pick as the final pick?
I mean, it makes sense to do a Kuti because they've got some synergy if they're going to go together in that left lane. But man, I like Brilvar, and But also, if you do Brilvar, they have a number of green cards there, and those cannot be cast by Shivali, right? So
Yeah.
there is something to say for consistency of Akudi. And the fact there's so many mages over there makes me really think Akudi is probably going to be the last fill in there.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so they picked Miyuki.
Miyuki,
who's one of my favorite red heroes, even though she doesn't see as much play as I would like.
And I mean, I like her combination with Kichi is awesome because they actually care about their marks together. One to do the predict and one to slow down and maybe keep Kichi alive. So that is a combo that I am a fan of. Hey Tim, you want to kill that outsider? Yeah, thanks. Alrighty. So Isatosk, Sakoshi, Kanui, and Brilvar are taking a trip to the bench. They'll be played with some other day. And then I am going to zoom in on the action here. And as soon as they get rid of their heroes, I'll refresh to get our overlay set up.
And then Kanui is gone. All right, those are all good.
Brilvar needs to go.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to refresh. Looks like we're good. So the one thing missing on the overlay in this 2v2 is you won't see the hand size of the green or yellow player, so we'll rely on Tim to keep us appraised of that. They each get to start with 3 cards, and the max hand size is still 6. So each side can have 6 cards each, so possibly 12 cards going into a turn, but that doesn't seem to happen normally.
The math seems bad on that happening.
And we see a ult. Oh, he must be looking for something if he's throwing away all 3 of his cards. 2 of them lead 3s, so looks like Matt has a specific plan in mind for round 1. And anybody listening on stream, if the camera angle's not great or you think there's something else that we can do, just let us know.
And then we're about to get kicked off on some fireworks. With 3 mages, I'm just expecting a lot of death.
Yeah, so the real question is, can they time it right to get that double kill, or are they just going to do it for value?
That's always the question with double kill.
And it looks like JHAMS and Mikhael decided to just keep their decks, or to keep their hands.
It looks like it. Let's see how their first turn goes.
So it's interesting because I said they synergize well because like Akudi will give Ekrit more armor and stuff, but both those guys' heroes are great at clearing the whole minion lane. And once it's cleared once, they can't really do it a second time. So I don't know what one of them might go to Dome the first round.
It's very possible. And the extra armor is going to be pretty, lackluster this game as well with 3 mages on opposing.
That's true. So yeah, Akudi's benefit of extra armor, but Brilvar was extra armor also, so either way, the mages were going to counter that.
All right, are they just thinking right now, or?
I see a lot of hands moving.
Uh-huh.
And that is part of the fun of 2v2, especially, so we should say that Matt and Buggerluggs are brothers, and so might have more of a rapport with each other, whereas JHAMS and Mikhael were just 2 people that were interested in doing the 2v2 on stream, and so we got them and paired them together, so they might take a little bit longer, discussing what they're actually doing with their deck and what they want to do with their turns.
Yeah, definitely possible.
Although I guess just saying brothers get along, that might not be true. There might be infighting on those decisions as well.
If nothing else, they're at least familiar with each other in conversation.
But I like how JHAMS is like hovering over the enemy heroes, like, this is the guys we're going to kill. I'm like, you don't have anybody to kill with, but okay.
Shillavi can kill some people.
That's true. That is true.
Especially, I guess they don't have a way to get Frenzy. But if you could give them Frenzy.
So, Tim, did you see the new pronunciation guide for all the heroes this week?
I did. Some of them are wild, but I'm okay with it. And then others I was right on, so I was happy about that too. What about you? Did you listen to all of them?
I did listen to them, and I think I've said Shalavi's name multiple ways already on this stream, and I'm like, dang it, which one was right now?
I'm pretty confident it's Shillavi.
Shillavi. Awesome.
Streeta's officially Estrida, which was nice. The one that got me the most was Ishitask.
Oh, yeah, because everybody's been pronouncing the X for the taxi and all that stuff.
Yeah. But no, it's Ishitask.
Looks like they're really thinking about moving Shalavi first. Oh, no. Looks like Estrida did a worship... Shalavi did a worship action on Estrida. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. And now she's heading out to lane. Alrighty. We're going to hide in a bush.
Yeah, I think that last time I looked at the stats, Shillavi was one of the highest drafted heroes, according to the data.
Interesting. And hiding in the bush makes me think this last action's got to be a lead from somewhere.
Yep.
There
lead.
It comes.
From hand.
From hand, alrighty. They are interested in pushing that side of the board, which, being right, breach.
Is a breach.
There you go.
All right, let's see what the brothers do.
And we learned today they both live in the United Kingdom, but one's in London and one's up in Manchester, so they're like 250 miles, 300-something kilometers apart. So they can see each other once in a while, but they haven't actually played in person. But they've played a fair amount of Skyterra online, so this TTS has let them do stuff together. As long as they also do their podcast on Skyterra. And one of the designers is in the chat now. Giacomo has joined us just in time to see...
How's it going, Giacomo? See the bloodbath.
See the triple mages do their thing.
I feel like Shafathi's going to go first. I'm calling it.
And run up to Shillavi or just hang back?
I think he might worship, put his illusion in the right lane, move up to that bush, and lead.
Got it. Okay. So setting up for a possible lane switch later.
Mm-hmm. But I could be way wrong. But that seems like a fun opening to me.
Yeah, I mean, even having killing heroes, it doesn't mean you have to get the fireworks started round one. I mean, some decks like to do that, but just especially being able to go second, and Tactician being on the board, make sure you win 2 lanes and get your guys in position for a kill early round 2 seems perfectly reasonable. And especially the melee mage, it's really tough to get them into great position round 1 regardless without exposing them.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think that a lot of the most explosive cards are 2 or 3 mana, depending on, where you are. So having the fireworks start a little bit later lets you get those explosive cards.
Alrighty, Mayuki is heading into the dome. Oh, and we have a prediction from Giacomo. Sethuru double kill on turn 3. And we are going to, never mind my whole hang back and win lanes theory, we are going to get right in there, get a mark on Shelavi. That's going to make her much less useful in round 2. Maybe keep the mages safe for a while.
Yeah, move skirmish worship.
The skirmish knocks Shelavi down, so now they're all at 16 health.
I'm already liking that turn 3 double kill wedge. That's a prediction.
Yeah, if Sethuru can live to turn 3, there's a good chance he can make stuff happen. And a mark on Shelavi is great. Now, the other part of that is, now you got to keep your other heroes near Mayuki, because if they get outside that bubble, then they all of a sudden, that mark doesn't do anything. Although the fact that slow is on Shelavi makes it tough for her to get somewhere else.
Definitely.
So you got to think JHAMS and Michael were maybe hoping for more of an opening like I was saying, where we both just deal with control round 1. And now there's Mayuki there. Does that change what they do? Is it worth trying to go after her or just stick to their guns? Oh, looks like...
I think you just have to stick to your guns here. It feels bad, but you don't have the teeth to really, go that aggro, at least not this round for sure.
So it looks like Astrida is coming out to the right, and the question is, do they want it next to Mayuki or down further away? And it looks like JHAMS is voting for the stay as far away from those mages plan as possible.
Which is a pretty good plan, if you ask me.
All right.
Mages can melt you.
Okay, we get an attack on one of those guys, and she is already worshipped, so this should probably turn into a minion of her own.
If I was a betting man.
And we flipped a Wind Blast there.
Yep, losing the 2 HP, spawning a minion. And then I'm going to imagine either a lead or a worship.
Yeah, getting ready for next round or getting that lead. Although you already have Shelavi.
Oh, yeah, you already have a lead. I'm expecting a worship. Leading from hand with Shelavi. Yeah, worship.
And on herself, right? I mean, there's something to be said for putting
on
Shelavi for a fight back, but no, I think this breaks sense. That gives her an extra action next round to do her thing. Because that's always the issue with Astrida. If you do this and then they ignore the lane, that point gets pushed so far. Now Astrida's running to catch up, and so doesn't have the time to do all the actions that she needs to do to get full value of round 2. But because of that Mayuki mark, it seems like there might be a good reason for Buggerluggs and Matt to just make this lane the center of all activity over here.
I really wonder if they have a way to give Kichi fast, because that would make my heart happy. To get over there, predict. Feels good in my head.
Predict on Astrida?
Yeah.
Got it. So you'd have to skirmish first and then move to get there? Because of where they put that minion, interestingly.
No, you can come up the back to behind Shelavi.
Oh, fair enough.
So you get a free skirmish with some damage on Estrada or on Shelavi. It's probably not the right play, but it's fun.
Looks like the brothers are trying to counter the Ekrit opening move, which is pretty hard to do. Unless you can like put a hero and drop a pillar or something like that, you need to cover 2 squares to make Ekrit not able to do her magic.
A lot of deep thought going into this turn, which makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of options here.
Yep, I think once Mayuki broke that barrier and just charged across the field, it's like, does the rest of the team need to rush to keep up? How bad are you going to be on lanes if you are all attacking right now, right? Because with Tactician on the board, can you afford to lose 2? Might be fine. Losing 3 probably is not good. Then you're going to have to be fighting lanes the rest of the game, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. So I think that you can commit 2 people to the right lane here. Okay, so he's moving.
Alrighty, Shafathi. And that just looks like a dome control setup for next turn type of an idea, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a worship and a lead here.
That would make the most sense to me, yep. But yeah, having all these mages and having them be able to just charge forward without care for their own safety, it's got to feel good.
It definitely, I mean, that's the weakness of mages, right? Is they're a little soft, but whenever your opponent doesn't have very much teeth either, it's...
So I was wrong. So it's not just a pillar. Yeah, if he puts that image out there, he can keep Ekrit from being able to shoot the 2 of them.
Yep. Neptune, who would have thought?
Now that keeps him from... That lets him be projected, which is nice, but that will not stop Ekrit. Ekrit can stand right on that and put the illusion outside the dome if she wants to do her thing. And I don't know if it's that important to stop Ekrit anyway, because you've got a Kuti over there anyway.
It at least forces them to be in a specific position.
And that lead was from hand or from deck?
From hand
as well? Okay. So after throwing away 2, 3 mana cards, he ended up getting a 3rd one, probably, or most likely a 3rd one. I wonder what he was looking for. That's true. Problem with that bluff is the way to call that. One of the ways to call that bluff is to go in there and put your own lead 3 in there, and then it's just a loss.
Going hard in the tank on this one. I mean, I think that I think you could send a Kuti to the left, see if she can clear the minions. Then if she can, you can do whatever you want with Ekrit after that.
Yep.
What would you do here, Eric?
I think Akuti to the left lane sounds good. I mean, you probably want to maximize her ability. Like Ekrit just seems more useful. Like in case Kichi or somebody goes to a place where you can end up pushing them. I mean, right now Mayuki and Shifathi are not in ideal push spots, but I think Ekrit's more versatile at this point than Akuti is. Also, being advanced one more square gives her more options to switch to the other lane if that's what you want to do.
Is there a world in which it's right for Ekrit to push Miyuki into the dome? She
One,
wouldn't be able
two,
to contribute to the
three.
point.
Move,
So you could just
worsh.
skirmish, worship, attack.
Skirmish.
To the right in the bottom of the nexus.
Yeah, bottom of the nexus, put the thing in the forest and then
Bush.
push her in. So then you get her out of lane, but then you also kept yourself out of lane. And Mayuki doesn't have a lead on her, so really you're trading one for one. So that's probably not worth it at this point. Unless you really want that one more point and then you want to come back to the other side.
Even then, it's probably better just across the dome.
So looking at their lists, the Akuti Shalavi lists, they are running 2 -1s. So if they do go for the Akuti minion clear, there's a 1 in 8 chance that it'll fail. Alrighty. Oh,
He's thinking.
he's thinking.
I didn't know that.
They were just talking about the weather and how cool Great Britain is right now.
Eric, who do you think is the best hero in the game at this point in the meta?
I mean, I think it depends partly on playstyle, but kit-wise, I'm going to pick Ekrit. I think she's just so versatile in what she can bring to the table.
She does basically everything.
She doesn't kill heroes.
That's the basically.
Yeah.
And even then, she can do some damage. I mean, she can hit like multiple heroes. Not like she can't, aggro a single target very well, but
Yeah. I mean, I guess her other downfall is she doesn't cast green, which I think have some of the strongest cards. But so yeah, the other thing is I maybe just look at all the blue-green heroes and like choose among them. Like I'm a big fan of Brilvar, but he obviously has some limitations. Like mages don't care about him.
yeah. I definitely think that blue and green have the best power cards as a whole.
Yep.
Obviously, the other factions have some good cards in there too, but pound for pound, it's hard to beat green or blue. Although without Twist Allegiance now, it's not quite as cut and dry. But
yeah, Twist Allegiance is a pretty big blow to green, but I mean Sinkhole, I think again, it doesn't solve all the problems, but it solves an awful lot of the different problems. It's so versatile and so strong, right? So I think it's definitely in contention for one of the strongest cards in the game.
definitely one of the strongest reactions in the game.
And so in this fight, we've got no green runes at all, right? So one side of the table
Correct.
is all blue-yellow, and the other side is all red-yellow.
So that means yellow's the best, right?
That's what I'm hearing. So I was joking with JHAMS saying you couldn't convince Michael to, because this is a team event, right? You can't just do whatever you want to, but JHAMS is known for his 4-color control deck. It's like you couldn't convince Michael to do the 4-color, and he's like, he just likes his Astrida and Akudi too much, or Ekrit and Kudi. But yeah, all those blue-yellow heroes that do all these control-y things.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, there's a reason that they get played, right? It's not because they're bad. What are your thoughts on running Akudi with -1s in your deck?
Oh, I did it for a while, and I couldn't do it anymore. So that's why I'm an Ekrit person now.
There was a discussion in the Discord a day or so ago with Steven from Team Covenant, where he was talking about going to the dark side and putting -1s in his Akudi deck.
So, I mean, so the question is are you, if you're building around Akudi, you probably don't do that. But if you're building a yellow deck and Akudi comes in because like her armor and stuff like that, I could totally, oop, okay. What do we got? We got a skirmish and a little smack on Shafathi. So Ekrit's definitely going to be facing the dome. That means Akudi probably is going to that lane, right? You can't just ignore that lane.
Has to. With Tactician on the board, I think you have to. It's just pretty much easy points, right?
Yep. Doing something more to Shafathi? Is that maybe an attack action? Yep, an attack.
Attacking.
So that's going to be a 2 plus the flip.
1, so 3 more.
3 more.
And then probably a lead. Oh, Flux.
Boom, the flux is done. Yep, there it's checked off. Presence even. Ooh, that's going to be a good lead. So we're going to go ahead and look at a pair of cards over here. Looks like one went back on top. Both of them went back on top. I'm betting one of these gets a lead on Ekrit right now.
Yep, leading from the top.
There he goes. And they kept one more card there. Something
Presence is obnoxious.
for Akudi to use. Did you say that when you started playing with it, or did you think it was awesome until just everybody was always playing with it?
Presence?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's incredible. And I don't think it's like broken, but it is real strong.
Yep.
I didn't appreciate how good it was when I first started, for sure. But I thought it was good then, and it's better than I thought it was.
Would you play it if it didn't do any predicting?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you?
I think so. I mean, it's obviously loses some of its power, so it might not be an auto include in every deck and stuff, but just being able to basically say, yeah, I want one more here, when, especially in the dome, there's just no way with, you can't make minions or do anything else to get any points. Basically, it's heroes, the lead, and that card.
Yeah.
So they kept one card on top for Akudi to use, so I would
I'm assuming it's a non-negative one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, any non-negative one you just want to keep there to have it. That makes a lot of sense. No, it's different deck, yeah. So never mind, it's not for Akudi then. It's for drawing for the end of the round.
I need to go put some stuff in storage before I do first. Liz, come see my house.
Or for use with the outsider.
It's a tiny, terrible house.
Or for use with the outsider, since you're planning on winning the outsider. Yep. So then keeping a good modifier would be good. I mean, or a draw, right? If you really want the card, you could put it on top and draw it with the outsider and then attack.
So this outsider is not the draw outsider.
Well, then that would make no sense. Yep.
But yes, that would work in theory if we were using the outsider.
Yep.
Capital T.
Alrighty.
Lizzie promise. It's a good promise.
So you're probably losing the middle. If you send another guy in to attack Ekrit, you get to tie the middle.
Yeah, you have to commit both of them to guarantee you win.
Well,
middle?
even then, Akuti could come in and make it a draw anyway.
Sure.
In which case you have that situation where a lane is ignored. But I think Akuti is just so good going to lane that
Pick up all the awesome stuff.
that seems the right thing to do. But if you do that, you do get to throw 2 mages against Ekrit here. That can be quite a bit of damage.
Hear me out. Akuti skirmishes to the middle. Worships to move her illusion next to it and a minion in the other lane.
Ah.
Then attacks, kills the minion, and is
there you go.
hitting the middle even harder.
Got it. And then, yeah, now you've dealt with the out lane a little bit to start a snowball effect if it gets ignored the rest of the day. And you get to keep the middle. I like that plan.
Assuming that
Right, if
he goes into the dome here.
If they come in the dome, yep. And her attack action even might be against Shafathi's image if they don't really care about killing stuff. That gets some value back.
I mean, I imagine he's gonna keep pounding Shavathi because he's already down to 13.
That's true. Yep.
And if you kill Shavathi, the illusion goes away anyway. So
But the predict, you're giving him extra looking at cards.
Liz, can you invite me?
sure, you're correct in that. But that's not everything.
So both these teams are going deep in the tank, and they're obviously both pulling out plans the other team isn't thinking about because they're having to restructure their entire plan when their next turn comes around.
Yeah.
You have, you need to. So like, I know.
I know it's before the first round is even over, but how do you feel about the board state right now? Who do you think is ahead?
I mean, I like that Mayuki was able to nullify Shalavi, but the presence play in the middle seems very strong also. This is interesting. So I guess what I would say is I think Tactician is well in hand for JHAMS and Mikhael, but double kill still can come first, and they don't have to worry about their mages dying very much. So I think it's going to be a race between the double kill and Tactician is what it's looking like right now. Which is a long way of not answering your question and saying that it's anybody's game.
But the problem is that you left and then everything just popped away.
Looks like they're trying to get max value out of Sathiru's illusion over there. I'm wondering what he... So, with having only one ofs in your deck and then mulliganing, it's not like you're looking for 3 Shatter Mines or anything like that, so...
Right.
You only get the one.
I will say he does have line of sight to Shalavi because of Miyuki. So I can just move up, attack, and lead maybe.
Yeah, so you neuter Shalavi this turn, and then after that you kill her before round 3.
Yeah, or set it up for the double kill.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty. So through's coming in. Skirmish means Eckert's going to take a little bit of damage here. And we're flipping up on the top right. A +2.
Liz is going.
Piercing damage.
Wait. You were going, Liz. You were going crazy with your arm. You were going wait.
And a worship. Okay, there comes that illusion for this turn and maybe for future turns.
I could barely keep
And that almost guarantees that Sethru's staying here in the dome.
my hand was going so very fast. Like this. Wait.
Where does it go?
So that's the illusion they give. That's your cast projected stuff. So
And then
then the plus damage. The plus damage doesn't matter. It can be anywhere in the dome. It's always the same. So it's really about where you want to cast from in future turns. So things like Soul Scream or something that needs to do melee damage is a reason for positioning.
probably seeing an attack next.
Yeah, there's the attack. And then the only question is, does he have a Shatter Mind to follow it up with? So the attack is for +0, so just 3 damage. And is that it? Yep, exhausted. Alrighty. So some damage on Eckerit and fighting for this dome. So now let's see if your Akudi play comes into play here.
Make me your best friend.
And that it was not an obvious play to me when you mentioned it, so I don't know if they will think about it either, because, you know, casting your illusion from inside the dome to go outside the dome and then do an attack in here seems next level.
It's just the cootie things.
Yeah, I guess I abandoned her too soon because I loved my -1s too much. But yeah, so I saw the debate on the -1s, and I think definitely if you have a Nupton deck and you want to bring her for her armor, and I mean the -1 cards are great, right? So, you know, there's definitely room for a deck that has both Akudi and -1s in it. I don't think they should be mutually exclusive necessarily. But you have to be, either the cards have to really be carrying their water, or you've got to be, you know, have good reasons for doing it, because just casually throwing a couple in there is going to make you sad, you know, on some games.
My turn.
Yeah, 100%. I think the big thing is shifting your paradigm to, I'm always going to kill a minion with this ability, to, it's just a bonus if it happens.
Right.
It's like never depending upon it. Or at least never being upset if it doesn't, like, you know, like, I only was running one -1. How is this possible? Well, it's possible because, you know, statistics. Now, how do you feel about -1s in a Yami deck?
So one of the reasons that's happens less, right, is the Yami deck is red, and there's no -1s in red, at least currently. Komuro has none of them. But yeah, there's yellows, and you could have a mixed thing that has it. Does that happen more often or less often than Akudi? I don't know. I feel like Yami happens more often, so it's a little bit more of a downside.
Mama's buying some colors.
But I think you could do it the same way, where you're just like, okay, I accept that it's not always going to work. Because Yami's a machine.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. I can't put the lemons down.
Like,
This is the fun.
she doesn't feel like all the other red characters, which I don't think is a bad thing, right? I mean, I think red having some tools to be able to push and control lanes is super important. But she feels like a different type of Komuro than the rest of them.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. How do you feel about -1s in a Zakol deck?
You're going through all of them, huh? How important is that in the coal? That seems... You're blowing up a pillar to do that now? That seems like more of a it really has to work type thing. Like with the Kuti, you don't lose the illusion, but with Zakol, you're actually losing a thing for. What just happened? We've got a
Skirmish into the dome.
skirmish for 1. Looks like they read your mind. 1 damage. Okay, is that illusion going out there? Yeah, the worship. Looks like they know what they're doing. 1, 2, 3. And now, surely you're having your attack.
Yeah.
Oh, they're changing the location place. So
I think I like it further forward.
I think I do
personally.
too, because if they win by 1, it'll be next to it next round. There we go. I mean, if Kichi comes over and pushes the lane back, then yes, you'd rather have it back maybe, but probably if Kichi does that, it's going way back. So
Yeah, I think that's the right placement. And no, it doesn't matter because it's going to move. You're going to kill the minion here, hopefully, and move the token no matter what. +0 on the attack.
So 2 attack, and now the important one. Is it the -1?
It is not.
Not.
Okay.
It makes it. Okay, so now
That's big. That's good.
that is. Because like we said, if you move it 1 and next turn you get to kill another minion, now that snowball's really on. So somebody at some point is going to have to at least make an appearance over there.
Or not. He doesn't win on that lane. Like, if you think you're going to be able to win before it kills the Nexus.
That's fair. That's fair, right? It's only Nexus, a couple cards. Setting up your double kill's more important. Okay.
I think it could be. I mean, it can go either way, you know.
Right. It allows JHAMS and Mikhael to play a just don't die game because they can watch that lane snowball if they can just make it longer if you want to ignore it.
Yeah.
But it is totally valid. If you're all in on double kill and you got to do it soon. So right now, JHAMS and Mikhael are winning both outside lanes and winning the dome.
Currently.
So Kichi has to, and if Kichi goes to the dome, he's just tying 1. So you're losing 2 tactician tokens, 2-0. Doesn't feel great. Not that you're probably going to win on tactician anyway. So is 2-1 or 2-0 that much different? But feels bad to be behind on that objective.
It's never a good thing.
All right. Looks like they're thinking about turning that lane around. Move, attack, skirmish in the dome. Okay, that'll even that lane. That'll even 2 of them out. That seems pretty good. You don't get damage in, which is what you wanted, but you don't lose that second tactician token.
You still get the skirmish damage.
What do you say? Sure.
You still get the skirmish damage.
Sure. But
it's not as attractive, but
the main attack, you don't get your mark with all its cool predicts and all that fun stuff. But yeah. Oh, now they're going. They're going everywhere. Kishi's got it all covered. It looks like.
He can do it all. Do you think that Kichi should actually just push its right lane to threaten a breach next turn?
I mean, that would be a change, and that's probably what they're discussing right now, right? They're like, hey, we're going after double kill, and they're like, well, now we have an option to at least threaten it. You give up the middle, so then you're going to get countered with the Lord of the Ancients. So it's going to make it tougher to do the breach, but it's not a horrible idea.
I mean, I think you could skirmish, deal some damage to Ekrit, move to the lane, and lead for 3 if you have it.
Yep.
So then Lord of the Ancients can't push it back out of range.
Right. But, I mean, Lord of the Ancients is just going to... You're going to be fighting against it, right? Because all of a sudden they're going to
Definitely.
Yeah. So...
But if not like an auto, I can't do it next turn.
Yep.
Or, hear me out. No, you need to win the dome to do that. Never mind.
They're doing the move. They're doing the attack. So then the question is, do you stay and lead? And if you're going to lead, you would have done what you did in skirmishing. So they're almost surely going into the dome here. All right, so Kichi has to flip something. And it is a dead minion, so that's tied up. And the Akut Illusion, yeah, skirmishing into the dome. And the Akut Illusion is going to be next to a minion next round, which is going to be really nice for them. And so, yeah, keep the pressure on Ekrit with another flip. And this one is a +1.
Set him up, knock him down, you know what I'm saying?
Alrighty. That should be the end of the round. Oh, unless Kichi has a spell of some kind. Shattermind obviously comes to mind first. Oh, they're looking at what Ekrit's going to do next round as far as pushing and stuff, I guess. No, they're worried about Shalavi?
I don't know what they're worried about. There are any number of things it could be.
Alrighty. We are on to control points. So number 1 is on our left. That's a tie, so they're just passing right to number 2. I'm sorry, there was a slow and draw another card was played by Kichi. Nice.
On Ekrit, probably?
Yeah, Ekrit, yep. So we get to cycle, and Ekrit's now slow for next round, so that makes Shalavi and Ekrit slow for next round. It's going to minimize their movement. Alrighty, so in this lane we've got 5 and a flip from Shalavi against a 2. So that thing is getting pushed all the way, right? Why are they pinging on Tower 1? Oh, they have to build the minions there. Right.
Only registered residents of Mystery can use it.
So the little Nupton guys are trying to avoid a Ekrit attack, most likely. And then they are also trying to just stay away from Akuti, which they can't do. But with Ekrit being slow, I don't know that that's very material. I don't know how Ekrit's going to be able to shoot over there anyway. All right, lane 2. So this is the one that's getting pushed a lot. Shalavi has the 3. So it's gone. Token goes 5 spaces, but not really, just goes 3.
Look at my skirt. I look beautiful.
And we're 5-2 here.
And that's a blue token for Tactician.
That is a blue token for Tactician. And right breach is definitely on the table.
I'm hungry, Mommy. Mommy's back. But I want blueberries.
Okay, and now the middle where we're assuming everybody led with 3s. It was a lead from hand and a lead from a predict off the top of the deck. There's a 3. And Shafathi has a 3 as well, yep. So that's tied up. So after all that, we have only 1 token on Tactician, and you've got to consider that a win for the brothers, right?
I think it has to be.
That's a way for them to lose, not a really way for them to win. Now the downside is they've got a big right breach thing they have to deal with. So
Which is definitely easier said than done.
Sure. Okay, round 2. The brothers' characters are all clean of conditions, and we've got a mark, a worship, and 2 slows over here on the other team.
This right lane is really scary for the brothers.
They don't have a flux. There isn't much minion clear until you get to 3 mana. I mean, you probably don't lose it, but taking a bunch of damage and then being on your back foot the rest of the game doesn't feel good.
I look so good.
Yeah, I mean, Astride is going to convert a minion for sure. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, you got to defend it.
It's a real question. I mean, yes, I think Astride has a great move over there. Can get with a move, gets within 3, converts a minion. Seems very strong. I don't know what you do with Shalavi. Slow and marked just feels bad.
You might start with them just to move over lead or whatever, get that off of you, and just push harder.
Like, oh, just advance up into the bush and lead?
Yeah, or, Miyuki's in the way, so you have to, like, skirmish move, lead,
right.
get rid of the slow and the mark.
Yep. If you actually think you're going to try and go after Shafathi, though, you maybe have to do that.
Go for it, yeah.
But I mean, you have to go with like Ekrit or Akudi, whoever's doing the attacking, before they get marked. Otherwise, Miyuki can make that difficult as well. But I guess if you attack with either Ekrit or Akudi, the other one gets marked.
Shalavi can just do it, right?
Sure, but already marked, right? And can't get away from 3 squares from Miyuki.
But if she activates first, she does it now, gets rid of the mark, and potentially kills Shafathi before he goes. Depending on
she won't get rid of the mark until she doesn't flip. As long as she's within 3 of Miyuki, she doesn't flip.
I got what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Alrighty, so Ekrit's gonna do something. Now Ekrit's slow also, so I wonder if this is just an attack.
She's with me. She's still talking. See, that's Liz. Let me see you, Sergi. I like that.
Okay, changing positions. Keep the pressure on Shafathi. Seems reasonable.
And that was Liz. My thing
And we're flipping a -1. Well, it didn't happen to a Cootie at least, so 1 damage.
What? Liz? What happened?
Oh no, that was a skirmish. No damage. Sorry.
No.
And then gets to move 1 square. Oh, but first it's going to get, what's that, disarmed and 2 damage?
Who are you?
Yep.
So Kichi throws on 2 damage and just add all the different status effects to accurate. Okay, accurate continues her move. So it looks like they're just going right breach.
Which one's your house? I want to see.
Everyone's coming over.
Skirmish move attack.
That would be my guess. Leaves 1 minion for Astrida. Okay, I don't want. That's.
I went in. I'm gonna see my wizard's house.
Yeah, okay. The minion on the control point.
It's perfect in every which way. What is that? Is that a top? Ooh, is that a
And a flip of +1. Dead minion.
wait, what?
She would have been dead no matter what. Alrighty. Accurate got any other cool tricks, or is she exhausted and gets to get rid of all those things?
What? Is that a hot
Yep.
tub?
Alrighty.
How do I get in the hot tub?
Donovan, devices.
Oh, sorry.
Alrighty.
Liz, it's a two-person bed. It's a really big
So,
two-person
can
bed.
you go and kill Astrida before she gets to do her magic? That
Not
seems
likely.
hard. I mean, Ekrit is just asking to die, right?
Right, but she's not like a threat right now.
Yep.
I mean, you'll take it if you can, but it's probably better just to set up for the double kill even more.
Maya, the blueberries and edamame are on the counter. Please be sure and have at least a couple edamame.
Well, if you're expecting Astrida to come up, which isn't a bad assumption, then setting up for a double kill on Ekrit and Astrida seems reasonable, because she's going to help you with 2 damage on herself at some point. And then you'll have them both sitting on this side of the map within 3 of each other.
Yeah.
Now, disarm was a reaction, right? So, as far as double kill spells go, that's a really good one. So it is gone from the Buggerluggs deck for now. Obviously, you still have Nightmares Incarnate, and both those can be still in the Matt deck.
That is weird. Liz, I want to explore your island more.
Take two trips.
I need to see Fashion Island, Liz. You show me.
Well, they're definitely concerned about right breach. Their hands are staying in
Yeah.
that corner.
Rightfully so.
Squash. There's your shandle back.
And that's also assuming no other presence from Jim's and Michael's theme or Call of the Pack.
Because there's a few things I want to try.
Call it back would help. I guess Bewitched doesn't help because Streeter's going to take out the last minion this way, so that one at least isn't a concern. But Call the Pack and Presence both can tip that number over the edge. I mean, right now by the numbers, they're winning by 5. That takes out a minion and 4 towers, so technically if nobody else went there, they'd be fine-ish. But I doubt nobody else goes there.
Yeah. I mean, at worst, Estrada is going to go there.
Yeah, Strider going there seems good. Akuti has 2 spots she can get to currently. 3 if Cythero moves. Like a move, a skirmish, and then a attack on some hero. So or maybe she attacks Shafathi first, kills a minion on this side, and then runs over there to contribute 1. And then, like you said, Shelavi could just barely get in there and lead if you don't want Strider leading. If Strider wants to set up for next round.
Yeah, even if you're able to defend this breach, it's rough for you, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, the question is how many of your attacks do you have to use on minions, right? If you're okay losing by 4, but getting enough attacks so that you're set up for a double kill next round, maybe that's good enough. But every attack that you're using is an attack that's not hitting Ekrid or Estrida. And like I said, that lane that's on the left lane is so good right now. That Akuti image is there. It's going to knock out 1 guy. And it's not going to be easy like last round where Kichi can just go over there and knock off 1 guy. So it's going to start the snowball, probably. Of course, if it hits the -1 left in the deck, all bets are off, right? That thing freezes.
Yeah. But hopefully for them, it will not happen that way. For all we know, it might be in the scene.
Donovan, you are at 85, so if you want me to wait and give you your shot after, you can.
I am going to go back. I need to go
But
back
if
to
you're
my
going to do
head.
all this, I can also just
Now
do it.
I'm
Either way is fine.
gonna wait. I'm not sure. What?
Here's your food. When the timer goes off, the pizza rolls will be ordered.
I'm gonna eat those first and last. Cool. Totally torn. Trying to finish every single brain test adventure. Guess what, Pinky? I finished every single brain test adventure.
So it looks like they're going above Ekrit, below Ekrit, around Ekrit. Somewhere in that right lane, somebody's coming.
It's all just posturing.
Hey, your pizza rolls are fine.
What?
Fully cooked,
That
obviously.
is why I love peanut. Yeah, what?
So the ramp up to the 2v2, I think Kiroto and Ricardo are happy with the rules as are, so I think we're starting that next week, and they've already gotten signups. And so next
The cutoff
week's
hasn't happened yet, though, right?
the
People can
cutup's
still sign
not
up if they
happening.
want?
Yep, people can sign up what they want, and I think the plan is to have it. You have 4 weeks to schedule your own games. So if you can get them all done in the first week, that's fine. If you need to take a week off at some point, or if you want to do one a week, that's totally up to you. So it'll be easy for you to figure out, or easier to schedule your games than if it was like a set week-by-week schedule. But yeah, so starting next week, I think they're going to take the league games and pick one to be on stream each week, every Sunday.
Makes
Alrighty,
sense to me.
we have a skirmish and then a move. So Fothi is coming in and doing a lead as opposed to an attack. Interesting. I would have assumed you'd want somebody else that didn't have to run so far to do the lead. Or maybe they're doing the Ricardo plan of leading blindly with everybody to make sure somebody's got a 3.
Mystery is the best.
It's very possible. I mean, 3s are not a guarantee in this format.
Yep.
Alright, Liz, once I get there, I'm going to invite you.
Alrighty, Shafathi is done. So we've had an Ekrit run across the board with their slow. And then Shafathi's there. Ooh, that cut off one of Akuti's entry locations. So, amusingly, if everybody wants to jam over there, Akuti's got to go soon to get that last spot.
My favorite part is this. I'm mad.
Yeah, I think going with Akuti next, moving, skirmishing, hitting Shafathi, attacking Shafathi. That makes sense, right?
That makes sense. That puts Shafathi, who just led, in some trouble. Because there's no...
Clears the minion on the left.
And clears the minion. Yeah, I mean, you got to attack something. You don't want to attack the minion Nostrita needs. So that makes the most sense. I mean, you could move and attack somebody who's inside the dome before you skirmish out, but I think Shafathi is your target, so that makes sense to me. Because you're not winning because of a double kill. You just might get a kill to help you get some cards and reduce their control at some point. Taking that spot also is pretty annoying for Kichi and Satoru. They've got to go backwards to get into control point. Which I know that's where the action is right now, but, you know, for Mayuki just charging out there, making it look like they were going to be pushing this side, and then everybody just having to cower back there isn't ideal. I mean, I think it's Akuti if you need that spot, otherwise just Astrida. I mean, I don't know what Shilavi's going to do. My guess is just wait till the end and either go into the dome or to the right lane, depending on where you get more value. And maybe Mayuki runs away on some enough that you can actually attack somebody for some value.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the reality is she's just going to be contributing control this round.
Right. And that's fine. A move and a lead is a fine thing for one of your support characters, even if she's your assassin. But, you know, Kuti is turning into the attacker, and Shalavi is turning into a support character.
Also, I would like floor it.
Yeah.
Floor that's better than the original.
Because plans don't match what happens when the battle's engaged.
Oh, how the turntables.
Oh, yeah, see? How do you spell Eddie again? E-D-D-I-E.
I don't know. I don't see the blue real hands moving around right now. Oh, there we go. Thinking has resumed. Yep, they're pinging that important hex.
Where is my Lizzie?
Putting a Strita there. That would be interesting. Maybe I'm misreading that. That would block. Yeah, I guess it blocks those guys out from coming the other way. And then what? Akuti's going to stay in dome because she's effective over here. I guess that makes sense, right? They have to deal with this right breach, and then all of a sudden you get 2 tokens in these 2 lanes, and you get the Lord of the Ancients.
Yeah. That's fair.
Tickle. For mine, my hint is tickle. Don't give me a hint. The tickle, the bad guy. Wow. Oh, right. I remember that one. Boom.
We have run off Giacomo. He had to head to dinner. This is slightly different than our first cast from today, huh, Tim?
Yeah, it's a little bit slower. My first game was gasoline from round 1.
Helps to be on a 1-lane map. Helps not to have to discuss everything with a partner before making a decision.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of curious if like they're at loggerheads and like, you know, no, we should do this and we should do this, or if they're just kind of like trying to optimize. Like, you know, sometimes I know kind of what I want to do, but I'm still stuck in the which way is better to do this. Like I want to do this, but don't know if a Kuti first is better or a Streetus first is better. Or if they're just like, no, we got to kill people, and they're like, no, we got to win because right breach. Oh no, we got to win because of tactician, right? And they're just like, you know, on this different page.
I'm still wearing my wetsuit. Come on.
Alrighty, we got a cootie.
What we got there?
Alrighty, it's all right breach. Whatever the discussion was, we're going all in on this right breach.
Yep, skirmishing. Probably hitting Shafathi.
Oh, no, yep, okay. And then, yep, Shafathi is the target.
And then I imagine an attack will follow. +3.
+3.
That's big.
That's a chunk. And then, what's the attack next? Yep. Or a ping on it, so I'm assuming it's an attack. Oh, something's coming back the other way. Oh, we're disarming. 2 damage and a disarm. Or 1 damage and disarm.
Didn't Buggerluggs play the first migraine?
You want to jump in that voice chat and see what's up? I'll look at the list.
I'm on it.
Alrighty. So I see what happened. They did indeed put 2. They never put 3 in the entire deck, but they did put 2 on a single character.
Jill must have paid a visit here. What? We used her blood pressure to pop the Kyatar. It's hidden. I'm not telling you where it's hidden. Right, I'll just dive into the ocean and meet you by the airport. Take off his shoes. Hey buddy, I found the way to get to the other side of the
Akuti just wants to get to her attack, even if it's for half damage. JHAMS attack.
All right, I figured it out.
Yep.
Did you hear all of that?
I did not. What's up?
That makes sense because I was in a different channel. So Buggerluggs misunderstood the deck building rule.
Yep. Okay.
2 copies of a card, period.
Got it.
Because you have 1 in each set.
Got it.
So we're just going to finish it out and
Yep.
put an asterisk next to this one in the history books.
100%. And in the grand scheme of things, they're ball casting red-yellow cards, so probably power level-wise, it's similar because I don't think they really abused this by making one deck all +2s and one deck all 3s and stuff. So probably it's fine overall. But yes, that is something that we've got to make sure everybody understands going into the league. So you get to have 1 of every copy on one set of 3 characters and one of every copy on another set of 3 characters. So overall, your team can have 2, but they can't be on the same set of 3 characters.
Yeah.
So that meant the attack went for 2 because of the disarm and knocked Shafathi down to 6. And then we did get the not -1 over on the other side. So that killed off a minion. So that the left lane is gonna get pushed the other way because I just don't see Buggerluggs and Matt being able to deal with that.
Defending it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
And Cootie gained the last stop over here. I don't think there's anything that's stopping Estrida from going over here. And like I said, then Shelavi can maybe go to Dome. Or maybe just push right, depending on what the numbers say by that point in time. It does not look like they are running any quick shots in their deck, Matt and Buggerluggs. So this pushback is going to be tough. I mean, it just basically means they have to kill some minions. They don't get to do attacks all on heroes.
Makes sense.
Because they are going to end up with 0 minions almost assuredly after Estrida kills one. Assuming every hero goes over here, and let's assume no presence, which maybe is a bad assumption. Because the Shelavi character could have a presence in their deck.
Mm-hmm.
Or in their hand. We know it's in there, or I know that's in the deck. But then you've got 6 minions, and if all the heroes are over here, 6 minions is too many. So you got to kill at least 2 of these minions. And you only have 3 activations left to do it. So I think Mayuki definitely gets a chance to kill a minion because her attack is less valuable.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the play here. And I think she's fine with moving in there, actually, to force Estrida's positioning, maybe. Because you can basically force Estrida to either be where the control point originally spawned or the spot next to it.
That's true. If you want to move instead of a skirmish, you could totally go out there and force her in. Yep. And that's interesting also. I mean, it forces not only forces her to go there, but it forces her to go there now. Because if you don't, Sethuru can run around and pull that, build a character wall against Estrida.
Yeah, I mean, it would just mean that Estrida would have to move skirmish to get around it.
Sure, move skirmish
but
and
that
still
would
get around
be
the end.
bad.
Yep. Yep. I mean, look at this hero positioning. These are heroes that are not particularly scared of each other. They're like interspersed along this wall.
It's a conga line, really.
That's right. Except for Estrida, they're all holding hands. Kumbaya.
Well, she's the MC. All right, we got a ping. Cool.
Oh, and I even missed, sorry, for the people at home, I missed the Gathering Storm that Akuti played. So.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
They drew up, so that's 4 cards over there now. Alrighty, we're marking Estrida. That sounds like a Mayuki move. Yep. Oh, and slow.
Oh, slow. That's huge. Yep.
That is good. Skirmish onto Akuti, not Ekrit. Oh, it looks like they're having a debate. Surely it's Ekrit, right?
It's gotta be.
It's 1 damage, which
nope,
pinks.
Akuti.
It's Akuti. Oh, I guess Akuti doesn't have armor. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That is smart. Good job, guys.
And then attack on a minion. There we go. Oh, there's a vigorous request for the near minion to go away.
The near minion?
Yeah.
This one?
Closer. Yep. No. I mean, it looked like they had pinged the far minion, and then they instead picked the one next to Ekrit and Shafathi.
I thought you meant from chat.
Alrighty, so that should be the end of Miyuki's turn. She's got no mana. Alright, so now Estrida has to do the move and skirmish to get into range. still. Oh no, she can just skirmish and get into range, right? No, just move and skirmish to get into range, which I think is still the move.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Have a seat.
Now they have not led yet, so actually this means there's going to be no lead for this team
Want me to finish your sandwich?
because the wall really is going to block Shalavi off.
Arm, leg, back.
Huh. That's not good.
What? Not bracelet.
Well, that's kind of amazing. I mean, that means that Kichi and Satoru are all of a sudden. I mean, one of them has to go to lead because Mayuki didn't lead, right?
75 carbs. Let's see.
Right.
Because she had to worship in order to get that slow on Astrida.
168, yes.
So one of them still has to go over there to lead, but the other one's free to either go push the other lane or stay in dome. Unless Shalavi has a, what's that one that removes a condition and makes you fast, right?
Charm.
Oh, I thought it was unstable terrain or something.
Oh, unfamiliar terrain. That works too. He could also charm himself.
Oh, charm yourself? Okay. Does charm do it though?
Yeah, you just remove a condition from a target hero.
Right, I know, but I mean, if Astrida takes that spot, I guess you could make Shalavi go now, but otherwise 5 doesn't get to the control point. This wall is massive.
So no, you go with Shalavi first,
Right, if you do it first, she can get through
and
there.
then move her past the wall.
But then, if you're Matt, you can run Satoru to block Astrida from getting to the control point.
Mm.
But she could
But
still
she can
get
still
within
convert a
range.
minion.
She could still convert a minion, yep.
Well, there's 6 counting me. Well, yeah, that's Matt. But Picasso, he's such a fun friend.
And you
You could
wonder
also
why.
have a shove.
Do I have different server? I did.
Shove could do something, right?
Shove could do something. Is Shove in their list? Shove is in their list. So what does a shove do? You
So
Do you want to be on a bigger team?
you skirmish, you shove, you move, and then you lead. Yep, that would do it.
I accepted you. Whoa, he's so neat.
In which case you want Astrida to just go right now and do the convert.
yeah. Is there any other card that helps them here?
Swiftness does enough, right? Gets you to move 3, so you're in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any way to get fast or move slow will do enough.
Another thing you can do is put, if you have any launch pad spikes or sticky glue, you can put them outside the white area. If you have any launch pads in the middle, right in between. Might not be out here once they put.
Yeah, this positioning is pretty crazy. You can understand why it takes so long to decide where every person goes, because that one hex is pretty critical.
100%. And like
That's exactly.
this entire game has been a slower game, but it's been for good reason, I feel like.
Right.
Why I have so much sticky glue and stuff like that. What? Are these cannons? Oh, he just. Oh my, this is. This is his work. This is his work. I'm glad you. That's a cannon. I'm glad you accepted him, man. Like, super glad. Yeah.
I think it's got to be a Strider first, right?
Unless you have a way to get him fast, right? But, I mean, getting a Strider locked out seems worse than him if you're going for this thing. I mean, Strider's just useless, not useless in the dome, but so much worse. Now, what's interesting is if Shelavi wants to go and attack one of those mages, he would get out of range of Mayuki, right? So, for what that's worth, he could actually get a big attack off on one of the mages. Not Shafathi, though.
Not the one that is important.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a Strida. A Strida. I need to get better at these.
That looks like a skirmish on Mayuki. Okay.
Yep. Still has another point left. Ooh, +3. Not what you care to see.
Yeah. Oh, the Estrida ult. Okay, so now you're in range of hitting the minion, so you might as well do that now, right? Nope, gonna move first anyway. Okay.
Well, you have a second skirmish point.
No, she already moved too. Remember at the very beginning they had her back by the tower.
Oh, yeah.
So now they're moving. And boom. Remember that discussion about where to put Estrida and it didn't seem like it was going to matter? I guess it actually didn't matter because still the other one would have been the same stuff. So the move is done, and now surely we're attacking, right?
I mean, he pinged it.
Oh,
Leading.
they changed it to a lead. Guess that sets her up for next turn doing her stuff. And it's a lead from hand, so that's a 3. So our math is now there's 4 plus 3 heroes. That's 7 plus surely the 3 is a 10. You're not taking out that last minion. So if you want to win, you have to win. They can only have 4, and they've got a minion and 2 heroes so far. So all you need to do to not lose is bring a hero over and lead with a non-zero. Again, assuming Shelavi doesn't have something. But I think you bring him over first just to make sure. Get the lead down, and then you get to react to whatever Shelavi does.
So we have 3 repair cannons, 4 player guns. How do you get out? It's pretty complicated. Easy.
But you are going to win this lane. And if Shelavi goes to the dome, which seems likely, and leads, then whoever the last mage is has to choose between the dome or the left lane. So you're going to get 2 tactician points.
No, I mean, look. He wanted to join me. He must want people. He might not be too good. This might be it. So now we've got 4 wall cannons. How many flamethrowers do we have, bro? And how many ice turrets? Please count. I don't want to. A lot. I counted. There's a lot. I actually didn't count, but there is a lot.
So that's interesting. I think they pinged the spot in front of Kichi and Satoru. So if one of them chooses to go there and like lead or something like that, the benefit is then Shelavi can't get to the other one to attack, and if they get to that one to attack, it'll be within the range of Mayuki. No, that's not true, because Shelavi could go to the very middle of the dome and be out of the range of Mayuki, so that doesn't help. But also that's like just a move lead with not much value, so I don't think that's where you want to be. If you're forced to fight over the dome, you at least want to shoot some shots at Shelavi for the insult of jumping in the dome.
Well, come on. He just left. Try and go in purple. He's in purple? Oh, no, but someone's purple. Let's see if their doors are open, and let's hope. Come on, can we just... Oh, we're trying to join someone else's team.
All right, we got a skirmish from Sathuru. On to Ekrit, makes sense. Ekrit goes from 8 down to, card flipped is a +1.
Please let me in, little mister.
A worship action. Okay, and Sathuru has mana, so what's coming next? Just an attack. Okay,
Let's try and
3 plus. Oh, what just happened?
I think that Ekrit played a shove.
The shove you were talking about. Got it.
Shafathi out of the line of sight, so now Sethru doesn't have line of sight to Ekrit.
Got it.
Wild.
So why do we still flip then?
blue, purple, red. Blue, purple, or red. Blue,
I don't know.
purple, or red. Blue,
I do not know. Nope.
Oh, I guess it looks like they're undoing it. Oh,
Oh, maybe not.
purple, or red. This is Jelly Cup?
Yep, it's going back on deck, and I assume they're shuffling. Okay, so yeah, the attack fizzles. And now even if Sathru has a spell, he doesn't have his preferred target. So he's just done. Well, that was good. Got Shafathi out there, and he did not lead, which means now Kichi has to come over here. But that did not make a spot for Shelavi. Shelavi is starting with a biting time.
Interesting. I wonder. I guess it probably kills Ekrit if he doesn't do that, because he has some spell in his hand as well.
But Ekrit's the only one that could shove somebody. So you can't use the shove on. Shelavi doesn't have the shove. It's in the other deck, if that's what you're thinking about.
Well, you could have shoved your own Akudi out of the way so that you could convert a minion and lead for 3.
Got it. Yeah, that's true.
But you're getting an extra 1 with the shove here. I don't know.
Alrighty, so Call the Pack is going away. This other card, whatever it is going back on top of the deck.
Oh, now she can get the Shafathi.
What do you mean? So move.
Now,
Oh, right.
Shalavi.
And it will be outside of range of Mayuki. Nice. Skirmishes. Need to go out. Yep. Found the spot. There's a little attack coming. Nope. Why are you doing that? That's not where you want to be, Michael. Mayuki's going to get him.
Well, can't say I'm not happy to help. But I'm so happy to help. But dude, his spike row is just like so big. Right. Maybe someone else saw him and copied him, basically. Maybe it was on it.
What's happening?
Saw him and copied him. And with his field of spike.
It was a Shalavi ult for 3. Oh, now you don't care if Mayuki's got you because you just hit for 3 if you declare the attack.
No, that was discarded.
Huh? That was the skirmish action.
Oh.
That's the one they put on top.
Got it.
They actually flipped the whole deck because they were hovering for so long. So, but yes, so now they are realizing Mayuki's got the no flip thing, but I don't think it matters because I think 3 damage is 3 damage if they're going for the kill. So that's good because they get the kill. It means that Kichi's going to get to win the... No, Kichi has to come over here and lead. Right, we already knew that.
I only have 6. I only have 6 more. We'll fold one out. Trash. Wait, why did you trash that? No, I didn't. I didn't mean to. Because, well, the only reason I trashed him is because 1/1
There's the attack. And no flip, and it should be a dead Shafathi.
Maya, you should move it so it's boom.
Boom. Alrighty.
Love those land.
And that means they each get to draw a card down here.
Launch pads and spikes. I do too. Bro, we're trying to collect the water drum. So we can make a giant spike it, and if they get past that, we'll have them.
Blue's still hovering. Maybe they're wondering how many cards they get. Oh, nope, they drew one. Okay, so they each got a card.
A square of one pad.
And I assume that's the end of Shelavi's turn. Yep. And they get to clean off that mark and that slow. Alrighty, so now I think the math still holds that Kichi needs to come over here because there's no lead from that side.
Correct.
Maybe we should do it like this guy. Get blue right after the.
Because it's 7 plus the card is 10 again, and opposed to that is just 3.
The spikes are down. Oh, but
So that shove wasn't a shove just for getting out of the zone. It was a shove to get him killed.
Yeah.
And you
Which
do,
is probably very important if you don't think you're going to win this round.
Yep. So, I mean, this Ekrit, the wind bender or whatever, you're dodging around, making sure she doesn't push you out of your zone, and then she just comes up and pushes you with her hands. You're like, what?
no, actually, some cannons on here, but
Yeah, she is definitely an airbender.
no, wait, actually, let's not. I'm gonna put my repair cards at the very top.
Alright. Kichi. I guess if Kichi comes in and kills Ekrit, then Kichi technically doesn't need to lead. Your tower will just go down to 1. That seems like a dangerous game to play.
Oh, unless I've already placed them in my kitchen. This is to get up. Yeah, it's hard to get up. But I'm going to place down. Oh my, look at our circle of cannons. Someone placed down like a circle of cannons. I'm only placing down a few cannons up here to help. No, Maya, you have so much cannons. Let's just.
So I would totally have bet wrong on who gets first blood this game.
Me too.
Skirmish against Ekrit. Alrighty.
To help him out.
Kichi deck has got a +0.
Wait, look.
And Kichi is totally camouflaged in that bush there. Nobody's going to see him. Attacking the minion. Okay. They want to live for another turn. Makes sense. Okay, minions down, and then I think that puts you at even, so now you lead, and they're leading from hand to try and get this thing pushed away. Alrighty. So lane 1, let the snowball begin. Not only that, it only went 1 square, so that means Akuti gets to do her magic again next turn.
Yep.
Man, that is an amazing illusion right there.
Can't see me. Lane 2.
Okay, want to give him a blue tactician point? No, they got it.
Oh, yeah.
Lane 2. So we have a Kichi versus a Estrella lead.
3 over there.
3 over there.
3 over there.
3 over there. So it is 3 heroes each, so it's win by 2 for the team pushing the tower. That kills
So
1
a minion
minion
and a tower.
1 minion and 1 tower. Yep. And now they get to choose one of their players to draw 1 card. So they have to pick who gets the extra card. Looks like they're choosing yellow. Okay. And then they fill up again with 5 minions and 2 minions.
I'm starting out with wooden blocks.
And you have no choice where to put your minions.
That's a lot. Maya, if you don't mind helping.
They get a 3rd tactician point.
Else wants to join, like. Right,
And now they get a fourth one, right? Because they're going to win the middle.
Yep.
So that was a rough round from Tactician standpoint. So, even if they don't get right breach, they've got a lead there. I think Matt and Buggerluggs have to find a way to get a double kill next round.
I agree.
And he's going to keep the pressure on here because there's no point in doing the other side since nobody cares about that. That seems fair. It's funny that he can only get one of them.
Can only get one of what?
If he had put the that minion by Ekrit, then the Lord of the Ancients wouldn't have been able to get to any of their minions. Place, spawn, and you can bring a minion from the other side over here, because why not? Yeah, why not? Bring a minion over. Bring a minion over.
I think that they're past that.
Okay.
I don't know what he did, but
I don't know what he did with his third action yet. All right, looks like they're cleaning up and heading into round 3. Alrighty. So round with no Shafathi. Now there are 3 mana, so there's obviously like Wind Blast and Soul Scream. Soul Scream right now seems really good for Sethuru. But it's not even Sethuru's turn, so I'm getting ahead of myself. What do I think? I think yes. What do you think they should do first here, Tim?
I mean, so I think that the only way they lose this game is double kill.
Okay, yep.
Right. So I want to protect Ekrit. You've got time. You just need to win 2 control points. I might even just like run her out of dodge and next to nothing.
Next to nothing.
Like attack a minion, move skirmish to the front left spawn point of the nexus for them. I don't know. She's only got 7 health against 3 mages. Yeah, I think that's
2 mages and Miyuki.
safest place.
1 mage is gone.
Oh yeah. Still against 2 mages.
Yep. But the other thing is, even if you put just Ekrit in the dome, they have to come into the dome, and so where are they going to get their double kill at? I think that's probably good enough, and it still threatens. Because the other thing is, if they push back this right lane, you can still just take the other 2 areas to get a Tactician win, right?
Sure.
Nope. Shalavi is going to do something. Skirmish. Is that going to be around the corner to attack somebody? Looks like. And you're in the control point. That seems strong. So, skirmish on Sethuru. Alright, Sethuru was at... Okay, nothing. That'd have been a good card to cast for Sethuru.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for Shilavi to cast on Sethuru and Kichi. Twister of Souls. That's the push guys. Damage and push guys.
Oh, yeah. 3 damage and each enemy hero hit moves them.
So he could take out the minion, but I don't think he wants to, right? You want to save
It
that
only
for
hits
Ekrit?
heroes.
Oh, it doesn't only hit zeros anyway. Okay, good. And is the push optional? I guess I can just hover over it.
No.
But move 1 is
Not an
move
option.
up to 1?
Is it?
I think so.
That's weird.
Reeve to jump out with Kichi, alrighty?
Get out of here.
Where's Kichi going?
Yep, I'm gonna hit Egret.
Hidden accurate always seems good. Cast a target hex within 2 hexes. Deal damage. Yep. Okay, so Accurate's taking some piercing damage, 2 of it, I guess.
Bro, one day accepted me. You shouldn't come in here.
Oh, 3 damage, okay.
Go, then he'll just
And now this other blast only hits Sethuru.
let me in, bro. Just look at it from above. It's actually kind of cool. I think he might. Wait, someone will out.
Alrighty.
How did you
Move there.
There's a hole.
Nope, just gonna leave him in place.
It's pretty hard to get out of, though. There's also
So 2 more actions now. And Shelavi is no longer marked, so if she wants to attack, she gets to do the 4 and 2 flips.
he broke it. The exit's easier. Look. At least now without the zombies.
Okay, it's the targeting's happening. And flipping a +1
If he wants, he's told
and a -1. I think they'll take the +1 probably.
one-person hideout. One-person mate.
5 damage.
That person was running.
Puts him to 6.
Help me! Sticky glue. Sticky glue is good. Easy, could you get here so I can hand me out of here? What? The hole is easy now, remember?
Alrighty. What else does Shelavi have in store? Just a lead? Lead seems good since it was such a problem last round. Yep, a lead from deck even. Okay. So putting pressures on the heroes, putting pressures on the tower. This really comes down to what type of magical ults and wave clearing cards the other team has. And the other team's already used their Reeve, so they're down to 6 mana that they have to use to do some pretty amazing stuff. So is step 1 just to kill Ekrit and draw more options?
I think it
Or
it
going
ultimately
for
depends on
the...
if they have a way to do the double kill.
Yeah, that's right.
So they can get Akuti down, which is once again easier said than done.
Yeah, the one thing about Astrida not being able to convert a minion last time is her HP stayed up at 14. And she has an armor, so Akuti is definitely your easier target if you need to just go all in.
I got a door, bro. No, I have the door. But I have a door too. What is it? I bought it.
It's such a cluster up here. in
It
this top
really is.
corner.
It's like, there's the rest of the board. What's hilarious to me is Akuti's image is over there just doing work.
All day, every day.
Fine, now let's just make a small circle. Smallish circle. I just want it not to be alone. I know, right? It's fun for us. Alone is fun. Maybe if you're missing this, it's just having other people.
If you kill Ekrit at some point this round, it means you get to go last, so you can stop them from just dipping into the dome at the end. But if you don't kill Ekrit, yeah, I kind of like that idea of just moving Ekrit first, even if Ekrit ended up dying, just because then you would get last activation.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
I mean, obviously they could be putting people on the dome with a time warp or something like that to mess with that. Alrighty. Uh-oh. I just saw Matt disconnect. That might cause some problems.
Not ideal.
I placed out a couple of wood wedges because I got a wood blocks. No, now we don't need to place down wood. We need our better stuff in the middle.
So Tim, if we were actually
Yes, sir.
in the shop, would we be playing 1v1? Would we be playing 2v2? Would we be playing 4v4? What way would we be playing this, do you think?
I think it would be a mixture of all of the above, based on time constraints and who's there. I feel like the 2-lane 1v1 would probably be the standard game that we play.
Sure.
If we're trying to squeeze extra games in, probably 1 lane. And then if we just want to have a party, we'll do like 4v4 or something like that. What about you? What do you think?
I don't know. I've been enjoying playing 1v1 a lot, but like in a social situation, if we were at the shop, I would think I would be like saying, hey, let's get some 2v2 going, on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I'll be all over that too. The problem with 2v2 is I think it has to be more intentional,
Yes, that's true.
which isn't a problem, but like most people aren't just going to show up and be like, "Hey, I have my 2v2 deck ready. You ready?"
That's right, yeah. Either
Although that might be interesting too.
I'm out of stuff, so I'm gonna randomly scatter the wedges outside.
I'm excited to just try the 1-lane map though.
Yep. Yeah, after this morning's fireworks, I was like, when I didn't really know what was going on at any time in the entire game, like as I started to think I understood something, it was going the other way. I have a lot to learn there.
Yeah, everyone does, obviously.
Alrighty, some vampirism. Ooh, followed by Last Judgment on the other side to clear minions. Well, that is one way to change the math.
It only does damage to heroes.
Oh. Well then. This is a kill shot on Ekrit and some damage to a Kakudi.
Oh my! This is what we were trying to do. I know.
Man, if that is your end play though, it seems like trying to Mayuki and Kichi Akudi down and go in for the big kill, but I guess they could easily spread out. Like we were already talking about Ekrit leaving, right? So yeah, maybe this was the chance to do it.
But Maya, we should help now. Place down our cannon. I'm trying.
Alrighty, so no worries about Sathuru dying. That's an awful lot of hit points regained.
Oh, I'm low battery.
It's not what you would expect going into the turn.
I think low battery's worse. Low battery is so.
So Ekrit is off the board. Oh, right, the image is there, so that's 5 damage to Akudi. Alrighty, that drew them each a card. Sathuru doesn't have any other mana unless you're going to break out your favorite, the Mind Palace. Why did Ekrit stay on board? Okay, there he goes. She goes. So now, there's no way without a Mind Palace that you do 8 damage to Akudi here, right? The attack, the most you can do is 6. Skirmish could be another 3. Never mind. It's possible.
We'll just start Maya. It's okay.
I guess you can't.
Very improbable.
Yeah, you can't do both those things, right? Though, because there's only one other ult in your deck. So one of them could be a 6, and then the skirmish would have to be 2. Well, now biding time could set that up. If you get a +2 and a +3 in those top 2 cards. Well, that wasn't what they wanted, but that one was okay.
Place down your stuff.
Oh, they're going for a lead.
Then do your other stuff.
That's much less explosive, but probably more insane. So Satheru just played an ult and 2 other power cards this round. It's awesome.
Feels good.
And still has 2 actions.
Yeah.
I mean, just attacking a Kuti to threaten to kill with Kichi doesn't seem horrible. Skirmishes on... Okay, looks like we're flipping the last card to do 1 damage to, I assume, a Kuti. Yep, okay. Where are you relocating to, Satheru?
He might not.
But if not, why not do the attack first? Oh, here it comes. Miyuki's hitting for 2 and preventing any heals.
+3 is 5.
Oh my, this could be it. We still have a Satheru attack, right? And that is resolved now, so no healing can happen. I don't even know if Nourish is a possibility from Astrida. But that's 3 damage. That looks like it is. Double kill. Wow. Let's hop on over there, Tim.
Yep. And
Oh.
you're live. Oh god, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was really unexpected. Wow. Oops.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
That was... Yeah,
God.
I really didn't expect that to happen.
He had ice wall, but when he laid he had to target the hero, not target the hex.
Yep.
So that's where it's like, oh, that was my only defense.
Oh, that would have worked. Oh no, Shalavi
No.
didn't have. Oh,
It's not a target, it's just a AoE, right?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it wouldn't have worked.
No.
Well, if you had the mana from Shalavi, you could have
Yeah.
but
What about
it's
a
okay.
Strider? Could a Strider not have casted it?
Astrida, it wasn't in her hand, so
Oh, it
This
wasn't
is
in
from
her
my
hand.
hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Only
she
a-
led with her ice wall. Last
I mean,
round.
that Twister of Souls did an awful lot, though, right, for you? So,
Yeah.
Actually, I
I
don't
mean-
know that it did. It did 3 damage, and
So Soul just did 3. Yeah.
so it's all right. We
The,
did. We flew too close to the sun, and I think we did pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad the entire game. Like, I was like, "There's no way of coming back from this," and then out of nowhere. So the plan around our deck was Buggerluggs had a lot of the reacts, so I was hoping for something like this. So a reaction to do a
I mean, I
little
was
bit of
able to,
extra
yeah.
damage. But I really didn't expect to do that much damage in the one turn. But
I
yeah,
mean,
perfect.
your ulti helped. Your ulti, I just drawn this disrupt from the kill.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Matt,
dang.
I also had Mayuki's ult in my hand as well for if Seth was in trouble.
I thought you did,
Yeah,
just from the way you were playing. Yeah.
I was quite happy to just jump around and do whatever.
Yeah.
But guys, this placement of Akuti, by the way, the illusion is just absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah.
Really, really good. So yeah, how was that from a sort of commentary point of view? How's it looking from the bird box?
We were so slow.
You guys were definitely methodical, but we saw you thinking all those times. But yeah, I mean, from our side, it was definitely looking like Tactician/Right Breach was going to be probably the win,
Yeah.
unless a double kill somehow came out. And as time went on, it looked less and less likely that that double kill was going to materialize. So it was pretty amazing. And the fact that it pulled, because also even at the end there when it was happening, I was like, I don't know that that's the order I would do it in. But the fact that you drew the card you needed off of the ult, it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of things had to align for that to happen.
Yeah, it was the 10 damage split between both of them, and then having to and then getting the +3 as well, from the disrupt.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just it all worked out in a
Pure
ridiculous
skill.
way. Yeah,
We knew it. We knew what
Yeah.
was coming.
Come on, guys, we have a podcast. We know what we're doing. That is not the
That's
case.
incredible.
But yeah, no, I hope we were able to provide some sort of entertainment. It was definitely entertaining on our end. If there's anybody sort of still a bit like, oh, I wonder what 2v2 is all about, it's pretty there's a lot of camaraderie. We can have a bit of a laugh about it, particularly when you deck build wrong,
Hey, you're just following suit after Ricardo.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ricardo is my spirit animal.
But yeah, the construction of where your guys' heroes placement was, and especially that second round with everybody trying to get over to the right lane and the wall of heroes that was blocking movement and stuff. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where it's there's only one spot for Akuti to go and she takes it, and then all of a sudden Miyuki slows people and messes up so that Shalavi can't get in there and stuff like that. It was some pretty cool little bit of chess there.
Yeah, Mayuki as well, putting the slow on Astrida really limited them. The movement on this turn.
Yeah, that was a good turn. I was a little bit concerned about Akuti coming over, and every time I just knew we would not be able to deal with that other lane at all. The command token 1, that was always going to be an issue from the first round. So we just had to say we've just lost that lane. We just know that we can't do anything about it because we need to keep our heroes so close together because they all just need to pummel damage. But yeah.
Yeah, we were not hoping for these sorts of victory conditions at all. So we'd gone a little bit of mid-range aggro. I was hoping for some sort of dome, Sky Tear Master, and as well as some sort of kills.
Yeah.
Double kill is very unlikely most of the time unless you play it perfectly, like obviously me and Buggerluggs did.
We mastered it. We don't need to play 2v2 anymore. We've already, we've done it.
Yeah.
Maybe try it with a legal deck.
Retiring champions.
No, I'm just going to retire there. It's my legacy.
We'll call that World Champions. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do. Well, yeah, if we can, just very quickly before we go, just plug our podcast. We should, it's the Skycast podcast. We are finally on the Google podcast app. We will be having another episode coming out next week. So if anybody wants to sort of check that out, you can find us on all the podcast apps, the Skycast.
Awesome. Thank you, and everybody should check that out. And anybody that hasn't signed up for the 2v2 tournament, it's starting next week, so you should get on there.
Oh, yeah.
Find
Absolutely.
somebody and join us.
Cool, guys.
And thank you all very much, and have a great day.
Yes.
See you guys
thank
next time.
Cheers.